Hello. Today. Thank you so much for being here. I am here with my cup of coffee, and we are going to do a daily energy check-in for all zodiac signs. My name is Heather. I am your clear coach, and we are going to explore the energy today as it relates to this oracle card that I drew for all of us. So this is going to be a collective general reading for each sign that is specifically watching this video. So if this video has attracted you to it, then there's going to be a message here for you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's for today. It's not time sensitive. So whenever you're finding this is when the message is for you. And the oracle card that I drew was the Rose's Kiss, which is all about cultivating joy. And I think there's going to be some blooming romance also that's coming through for a lot of signs today. So we'll check that out and see exactly what that looks like for you. But really, this card is about asking us to tap into our senses, right? To experience the world around us, not just by creating this imaginary dream and delusion. And as the Pisces moon, like I could live there forever. Like my dreams and delusions are so much fun, and I like it, but I also like it when it manifests in reality. And if we're always in our head fantasizing about the next thing to come, then honestly, you miss out on a lot of the ways that it has already manifested for you. So with that being said, I'm going to take a sip of coffee, and then I'm going to jump into each zodiac sign and give you a little bit of an energy check-in so you know what to focus on for today. And yesterday we started with Aries. Yesterday was the first time I did this type of a reading. So we're going to start with Aries again. And I'd love to hear some feedback on how you're liking it, or if you're enjoying the readings or the way that it's structured. Because the truth of the matter is I'm really grateful and appreciative that you would share your energy with me. I always consider that an honor to be in somebody's energy and be able to have this place in their life, right? So also I'm going to have you take a deep breath and relax your shoulders, because that is good for us in one respect, but it also helps me connect with the energy. And it's not about time or space, it's just about an openness and a willingness to be open to what the universe has for you. So let's check in with Aries today. All right. Okay, so actually, I'm seeing that Aries has, I have the Temperance card here. So it's showing me that Aries has been able to find some patience. And it's really, it's this stillness. You can see she's sitting there still. There's not a lot of movement happening in this card. And I know that's really hard for Aries, and that it would take kind of a real, you came face to face with some really difficult truth, or really difficult, something didn't work out right in the recent past, and it kind of forced you to just kind of pause for a minute, which isn't always very fun, but it is very fruitful. And so the next cards that I have for you are the King of Wands, which is your card. This is fire energy. This is a fire energy, but you can see that person is also seated there. So it's almost like when we take a break to be seated, right, then that gives the universe the ability to then move through us. So I know that Aries, you're all about action and conquering, and wanting to just be your best. And that's such a beautiful intention. And it's almost like when you can pause, you give room for other people, other energies to show up for you and begin moving through you and changing things for you. And it really brings in this ease, so that when you're putting your effort out, it's not something it might be challenging, but it's not going to be difficult. And I get that in the past you were like overdoing it to the point where it's like, this isn't sustainable and this isn't working. The good news is that you have the Knight of Cups here, which is telling me that you are going to have some quick moving energy coming in, with that King of Wands, that is going to be an offer of love or emotional fulfillment. So this means that, again, the universe is going to show up for you, and you are going to, and probably today, like this is quick. It might not necessarily be everything you wanted. It might be like part of what you wanted, but not the whole thing. But it is a message of love. It is a message of love. It is somebody who's willing to meet you halfway. If you had an argument with somebody, it might be some type of a reconciliation, somebody being the bigger person and kind of overcoming their problems as well. Because I know whatever happened wasn't, even if you had some fault in it, it wasn't entirely your fault. And there were other people who really need to take responsibility for the ways they're acting as well. And I'm getting that they're going to be doing that and kind of trying to rekindle or fill up your cup of love, really. And it's almost like you're going to give them a chance to fight for you instead of you having to do all the fighting all the time, which I know Aries is good at, and you enjoy doing that. But it should be in a balanced way, because you are valued and you do bring a lot to the table, and you do need to give other people opportunity to show you that. And I think you're going to get that today, which I'm really happy to hear, because I did feel that past energy was, that was kind of tough. So thank you, Aries. And now we will move on to Taurus. Taurus, you had a full moon in your spot yesterday, and it was a blood lunar eclipse. So there might be some really interesting, I feel like you are like this eclipse, a lot of people have been having some really difficult times with this eclipse. I feel like you're kind of winning. It's like propelling you up to the top. I don't see you being super affected negatively. I see you being affected, but I don't see it being a negative thing necessarily for you, just because it's almost like skyrocketing you. Your last reading was about upgrading and things. So let's see what the cards say today. Yeah, basically it's the same thing. Yes. Okay. So sorry to give you the reading before the reading, but essentially you're in a real position of strength here, right? So this is also fire energy. This is very action oriented. This is very outward. Other people are noticing what you're bringing to the table. And it is feeling very career oriented, but I know that this next card actually feels very love oriented as well. So you got the King of Pentacles, which is your earth energy. And it's kind of about sitting on that throne. You also got the King of Wands. So you have two kings and a major arcana here, which is exactly the kind of energy I'm talking about, where you're the boss, you're in charge, people are noticing, you're kind of like rising, and other people are looking to you like, whoa, how did they have this? It's like you have this display of strength. It's like, I'm just thinking of like a king in his treasure room, right? And you can point to all the ways that you've been taken care of recently. So it's a really powerful energy. It's really potent. It means that now is the time to start doing big things or continuing to do big things. Yesterday it was all about like, think about these little upgrades. Continue that energy of, it's kind of like, not to say that there's a time limit on this energy at all, but at the same time, it's like capitalize while you have all eyes on you. While you have this power, capitalize on it. And it will continue, but while it's here, if you don't capitalize on it and really embody that strength and that power, then that's when things start, drifting out of your view. Right. So I would say continue to capitalize on all the power that you're experiencing during this time. And thank you, Taurus, for sharing your energy. We will move to Gemini. Gemini energies. All right. Yes. Okay. We've got Knight of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Six of Cups. So there's something about this Knight of Pentacles. It's like you had to do some dirty work, right? Some things that you didn't want to do, like you had to take out the garbage. And some people are really appreciative that you did this for them, and then some people are kind of giving you grief about it. I'm getting like, it's not, you didn't want to have to do this, but you're not going to be you're not going to avoid it. It could be something where you might have been avoiding it for a while, but you weren't going to be able to avoid it forever. The good news is that because of this feat that you accomplished, it's going to bring success to you. And I'm getting a specific love message that's like, somebody noticing like you might have felt like you put yourself down in order to do this, but somebody else looked at you and thought, wow, this person would really be willing to do this. And it's almost like they fell in love with you a little bit more, or they noticed you for the first time in a different way. That's going to bring more loving energy into your life from this person. And yeah, it's like you've given somebody a new reason to appreciate you. And I don't think you were expecting that in whatever you had to do. It could literally have been like doing a couple of extra chores here and there, getting your hands in the clay, getting your, gosh, it feels dirty. It feels like literal dirty, and it feels like manual labor. So if that resonates with you, I'd love to hear, because it sounds like specific for my Geminis. Hello, good morning. Are you in Aries? I just did my Aries reading. I hope you were able. Yes, I just finished it. It was so good. You'll have to catch it in the replay. But thank you for joining me here today. We are moving on to Cancer, actually. And if you have a sun, moon, and rising, your sun, moon, and rising, it's always good to check in with all the energies of the day. So this is Cancer's reading. Cancer is moving on to success. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So something might have happened where you felt like you had to get out of a situation, and it really empowered you, is what I'm getting. And it ended a cycle so that you can start a new one. So Cancer, whatever you just left behind was a good move. It was a good move. And I think you can feel that. But this is, I know Cancer, just something about Cancer loves validation. And I know you don't always need validation, but I'm getting just a whole lot of validation here that, like, I don't even feel like you felt like you could choose any other way to be. Like you made a choice, you had to choose this way. And at the same time, it's an empowering choice that is bringing a lot of success into your life. And it did close something off. It ended a cycle. But you have the Wheel of Fortune and the World here. My cat just jumped in the window. So that is only like success. And you have the Queen of Pentacles. So you are really, you have whatever you just came from, you also set yourself up for moving towards some real solid success. This is Queen of Pentacles, solid success type of situation. So I want to say good job. And I want to say, I want to give a hug, because I know Cancer just like loves that energy of like, they're noticing me, finally, and of course, like, you're so sweet. And so I do notice that energy, and I do see your success, and I do appreciate you sharing that energy with us. All right, let's tap into Leo. I'm a Leo. I just have to be honest about that. And this message is for you, but it's going to apply to me too. So I'm a little nervous. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Oh, man. This is good news. If you're also a Leo, this is really good news. But it started with this 10 of Wands card, which I love in this deck. I love the art from this deck. It's a Serpentfire deck. It's called Serpentfire. It's kind of an indie tarot card deck. But okay, so you see that eclipse, right? You see the lunar eclipse. Do you see that? Do you know that happened yesterday? Lunar eclipse, right? That's the first card. And all the energy that comes with it. I mean, you're seeing the red, you're seeing the color, you're seeing somebody turning a total blind eye, shielding themselves from the pain that this is causing. And I know my Leos have been going through it, right? Whereas I said earlier, Taurus has been really excelling in this energy. Leos, it's been rough. Okay, it's been difficult, but so you felt really overburdened. There was just a lot going on. And the truth is I do see you facing this pain. I do see you, like, you don't back down from a challenge. And that goes with internal troubles too. So when people always tell Leos, like, oh, you got to face the truth, you got to face it. It's like, yeah, all the time, every day I'm facing the truth. I'm considering the options, right? We're okay with the challenge. We're okay coming face to face with something. And these two messages are really specific. That I have for you next. One is the Nine of Pentacles. You are transitioning into a career that is everything that you are wanting it to be. And it may not be the full culmination of that career because it never will feel that way. It never is. It is never a situation where it's like, okay, I'm done, close the book, end the chapter until the end of our lives. So it's not going to feel like a culmination, but it is going to feel like complete success. No. We're not going to use my throne as a scratching post. Thank you very much. Okay. That's a Leo energy right there. That's my cat. Delphi. Her name is Delphi. The other card that I have for you is the Two of Cups. I think that goes along with this, that this is the career that the universe has had for you, that you've chosen before you even got here. So there's fulfillment in your career coming in, but there is definitely a love match also associated with this card. So the Two of Cups is basically like looking at yourself in another person and seeing and connecting with somebody on such a deep level, because you really understand them and you really get them. And so the reason why you're going to connect is, now this isn't going to be in a trauma bonding unhealthy way because you have faced your problems, but it is going to be like, you love growth. You love moving through your growth and moving through your pain. That's what's going to connect you to this other person. So you're not going to feel like, Leos can feel like they're too much because they are literally the sun, right? And if you get too much of the sun, like, you get burnt or skin cancer or something like that. So people do need to take a break from the sun for sure, because it's a lot of potent energy. But this person is able to sit with your energy and manage it. They'll put on some sunscreen, right? When they're talking to you, they'll wear a hat so that they don't feel burned out by you. They know how to handle your big energy, and you're going to relate to them by the painful journey that you've been through. They've also had a journey, and you're going to relate on those. You're going to relate in the way that you've overcome these issues and the way that you're committed to not letting your pain make you bitter. Leos, we just can't, because we are the sun, and that is in the tarot deck the most positive card in the deck. And so even when difficulties happen, we're just going to transmute it to light. It's just what we do. And it kind of also is like unfortunate, because it means that, sometimes it feels like we attract the pain, or people who are okay treating you like that because they see, oh, well, you're so strong, so you're not going to be affected by my actions. And it's like, oh no, we still are. Just because we turn it into light doesn't mean it doesn't hurt when it's dark. However, that's really good news for you. You've been feeling these energies, and I think we're taking a turn for the better overall, Leo. So, woo! High five. Thank goodness, right? All right, Virgo. Man, King of Wands. Lots of things are happening, and lots of things are happening quickly. Also, King of Pentacles. Also, Strength is coming out again. And you're watching me. I'm shuffling these cards. So, all right. So, gosh, I think this is the exact thing that Taurus got. So, and literally I've been shuffling the cards multiple times. So if you, yeah, it is, but it came out almost in reverse. So if you have a strong Taurus placement, Virgo, maybe your moon or rising sign is in Taurus, then that message was also for you too. But this is a lot of earth energy. This is you displaying your strength. King of Wands, King of Pentacles, Strength card. it's almost like keep going. Like I'm getting a very non-specific, just general, like you're doing it, keep going. The momentum is flowing through, and you have a plan and you're executing it, and it requires your strength, and that's what you've got. There's a lot of fire energy, there's a lot of earth energy, which means that you're like moving mountains is how it feels, and you're in the middle of it. And so that's a really direct message. There really isn't more to say about that for my Virgos. It's kind of like, keep going, don't change anything. Don't change anything about how you're approaching things or how you're approaching your issues or your problems or the challenges that you have in front of you to overcome. Right? Don't change any of it. All right, let's jump into Libra. Ooh, Libra. Okay, all right. Okay, Libra. We had a jumper and it was the devil card, but we're going to check it out. So no worries. I am not afraid of the devil card. I like the devil card, but ooh, you got some tough cards, I'm going to be honest. But this doesn't necessarily mean like Libras are so, it's like, you know, on a American Ninja Warrior, this is such a random example. You know, on American Ninja Warrior, where they're going back and forth in that one challenge, and they have those blocks here, 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 and they have to go do, 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 and then get to the other side. I don't know if I explained that correctly, but that's how Libra navigates challenges. It's like you have a very light foot, you leap from one thing to the next, and you move through it quickly. And it's like you come out unscathed because you're just like, I'm not going to spend too much time in this painful place, right? You're just going to hop out as quickly as you need to. And I think that's good. I think that's sometimes we wallow a lot more than we should. And Leos, they just don't do that very much. So I'm sorry. Libras just don't do that very much. So you have the Devil card, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. You do have some tricky energy around you. Some like mischievous energy around you, wanting to trick you, and it's uncertain, like it's not coming to light and you can't really see it. So when you can see it, you can move and you can pivot and you can do the thing that's important, but it's very like behind the scenes. It's almost like it's cooking up, and so it's kind of like you feel it coming but you don't know exactly what it is, and that might put you in a little bit of anxiety, right? And I don't think that this is anything you can't handle. I don't think it's dangerous. I think it's hella annoying, super annoying. Not your normal vibe, not a vibe you're going to really give a lot of energy to. But I do see it throwing you off a little bit because you're protective. You're protective of your success, and you're protective of your people might be saying things or starting rumors or whatever. At the end of the day, whatever they do, you're untouchable, period. Like you're just not going to, you just need to remind yourself that nobody can touch you. Like they can't get to you no matter what energies are around. Now it's almost like other people around you are being influenced by this energy. So it might get to them, not in a dangerous way where they need to be like worried, but it might like throw them off. And then that's going to throw you off because you care about them, right? So you don't like that they're being taken advantage of, because Libras are also like defensive of their people. Like they are very, they choose their people carefully, right? So they're very calculated in who they spend their energy with. So if you mess with one of Libra's people, that's going to cause some upset within Libra. A Libra is going to have to adjust. And it's easier for a Libra to adjust themselves to adjust the people around them, obviously, because you can't really control other people. But Libras do have this really calm and reassuring way about them. So that's what I would say your energy for today is. Remember to have this really solid, calm, and reassuring attitude as you go through your day when you're talking with other people, because they might be really anxious and that's going to throw you off your energy. So it will be protecting your energy to kind of share the vibe of just, putting things in their place. That's what I'm getting. Like you're going to have to put something in its place. Like this isn't the most important thing. So let's focus on what's most important and kind of like neutralize that other issue there so that it's not a big hairy deal, because whatever, like, people need to chill. That's what I'm getting for Libra. Ooh, that sounds fun. That's a whole thing. All right, I'm gonna take some coffee. Okay, moving on to Scorpio. Scorpio, how's it going? Oh, looks like it's going really freaking well. Again, kind of like Taurus, I see you just really enjoying these energies right now, thriving in this. It's almost like you're sitting back and you're like, yes, the whole world needs to crumble and I will be totally fine. And if the whole world crumbles, I'm good. Anyway, the whole world isn't crumbling, but it's just, it is also like kind of like Libra. Maybe you have a Libra placement that's strong, but it's also just, I'm untouchable because I live in the darkness. So what? So come at me. I'm not worried. All right. So you got the Magician, you got the Star, and you got the Queen of Cups. You might be dealing with an Aquarius. You might be dealing with a Pisces, or somebody who has a lot of water in their chart. There's healing that's happening because of the stance that you're taking on things, Scorpio. So it's like you don't let people BS you. And because of that, you might get some garbage from them and some pushback. But ultimately, you also know how to hold this place of kindness and care. It's like this, the Queen of Cups on this is Frida Kahlo, which is beautiful. But you can see her face is just like, yeah, I'm taking in all of your BS, and I'm also telling you you're worthy of love at the same time. And when somebody can be loved for the things that they do that are not so lovable, there's so much healing that can happen. The Star. And in doing that, you're kind of like reshaping the reality around you in ways that you don't even realize. So that's what I would say your energy for the day is just kind of like this steady acceptance of anything that comes up, and that is your power. That is the reason why you thrive. And I do see successful things happening. I see you being able to enjoy this process, because I think that Scorpios have a really beautiful way of turning their process into like an art form. Almost like your art form is your ability to be present with the darkness, and how you do that is so beautiful that you literally turn it into something desirable. That's some strong energy and kind of specific, but it's really beautiful. So thank you for sharing that. Let's jump into Sagittarius. Yes. All right. Heartbreak is coming, but not for you. Sagittarius, your energy is too good to be changed by somebody else. So you're done with them or this action that they do. And you're doing it in a beautiful way. Like, you are facing it as much as you need to face it. I'm seeing you like ready to kind of cut some things out of your life, and you know it's going to cause other people pain, but it's because you're so committed to really cultivating your own oasis that it just doesn't, that energy doesn't have room in you literally cannot meet that energy anymore. You can't. And I'm getting something about Christmas. So I don't know if you're like a person who really loves Christmas. That would make sense because that happens during our season. But I'm getting like, make plans for Christmas now, because I think that's going to be a difficult time for you. And yeah, so start thinking about what you're going to do for the holidays. That's it. That's all I got for you. That's kind of a specific message as well, but you're good. You're ready, and you just are committed to your own health and happiness. That's it. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple thing for Sagittarius. And now we'll move into Capricorn. Yeah. New journeys. You're really starting to look at yourself as the powerful one that you are. You're really starting to see that you have things to offer, right? And because of that, you're going to be attracting a community that is going to, you know what? I think you're going to be attracting a different community than the one you have. And I think the one you have is going to kind of release you. Because the energy you used to be in was not necessarily making room for your power and your, I think you got this card yesterday, Eight of Wands, and we talked about how it's like coming face to face with all the ways that you actually are really beautiful. You can see these two mirror images, and there's like an accordion of a beautiful rainbow structure behind them. And then you got the Three of Cups, which is about your community, but then you got the Fool. So I think you're really shifting and changing the people that you give your energy to because of this new realization. It's like you're a new person, you're coming at this from a new angle. And so you can feel really loving thoughts about your old community, but right now it's like you need to focus on incorporating people that are going to be nourishing to your soul and also seeing you as the powerful person that you truly are. And I don't mean powerful either. That's not the right word. It's not that you're not powerful, but it's like just worthiness. It's like worth. You're worthy of more love than you have been. And then you've noticed, then you have been noticing. And you want people in your life who kind of support that idea as well. Okay, so the next one we're going to go to is Aquarius. Let's check in with Aquarius. I'm feeling a real like a delightful energy, just like bebopping. Like you might just be like walking down the road, listening to your music, chilling. All right, so I'm getting that you're going within a lot, and there's this like menacing energy that's threatening you, but it's like making you retreat more and more and more and more. And it's like you might be like overly retreating into yourself. I'm going to pull another card for clarification on this because you got the Hermit, Eight of Swords, and Three of Wands. And that's telling me that there's some exterior force that's causing you to go within so much that you're not necessarily addressing it in the external. And I'm getting that it's kind of like, it's almost like you're becoming obsessed with like evading, because I know you like to take care of everybody, and it feels like no matter what you do right now, somebody's left out. Somebody's not being taken care of by you. So I know you're very thoughtful, and I think you might be thinking about how it lands to other people more than you're thinking about your own, how it lands to you. And you're kind of sacrificing yourself just a little bit. You're very strong and upbeat, but yeah, there needs to be a new journey in love. This is a very specific message. This is talking about love, and it's talking about newness. Something needs to shift. Something needs to change. If it means you need to start a new relationship, that's fine. If it means you need to leave an old one, that's fine. If it means that you need to incorporate something into your relationship that has not been in your relationship before, and you need to trust the person you're with that they'll go with you on that journey, that's also a possibility as well. But something needs to change in your love life. And that's going to start with you loving yourself, right? Always. But you need to bring more love to the situation. You got the Star here, which is your own healing. That's the only way to get through. And I think that people are going to be more supportive than you think they are. So you're worried about how loving yourself is going to affect your community. But I think your community is going to be more supportive than you think they are, because I think they look at you with kindness and appreciation and admiration and adoration. So whatever you're nervous of calling in, rocking the boat, going, it's interesting because it's like you don't mind rocking the boat when you need to do it, but there's something that's just, these are people you really care about. You really don't want to be irresponsible here. You're very principled. And choosing yourself means letting go of other things. And And yes, people are going to be upset and people are going to be hurt, and they're showing you that. Like, this is also coming through, so I'm going to say it. It could be a situation where somebody is hurt by what you've done and they're treating you so badly, you're taking it and you're taking the shame in. Get your community around you, because they're going to be the ones that are going to be like, no, Aquarius, this is insane. You're wonderful. Like, of course you needed to do this. They're not happy about it, and that's okay. That sucks, but it's the way it is. And it's like you've given to somebody too much power over you, Aquarius. So bring in your community. Bring in your community. They're going to support you. There are going to be people there who are going to they're going to be able to nurture you during this time as well. And then you also need to be nurturing yourself. So that's Aquarius's energy. And then Pisces. Pisces, let's see. You got the Ace of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. You got some new information on something that you thought was going to go well, but it's not going as well as you thought. And it's like you're taking it really hard. I don't see it being like this life-altering thing, but I do see you taking it kind of, you're kind of sensitive about it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm seeing that it's almost like a major part of this, it feels work related. It's almost like a project. There was a big part of a project or an assignment or something you turned in, and it's like 80% of it was kind of disregarded or dismissed by somebody. And there's just a little bit left but that little bit was pure genius. That's what I'm getting, Pisces. So I don't think all is lost. I think it hurts to have your work critiqued, but I don't think that it means that you need to throw everything out. I think you can trim things up, you can crop things out, you can edit, right? But then when it comes to actually what you end up with, when you trim things out, it is still going to be a symbol of your genius. Because I know Pisces, it's just your creation that you bring to the world. It means everything to you. So you might be sensitive to, some criticism here and there. And sometimes it's unfounded criticism and you need to ignore it. And I think you know that. But I think that there's some criticism you got that seems like, okay, that might be true. And that's why it hurts so bad, is because it's kind of resonating with you. And so there's no need to be hard on yourself in those moments. Yes, you have a vision. Yes, you're very purposeful about how you execute your vision, but it's okay that your vision needs to go through phases before it becomes the brilliant creation. We can't teleport to this place where everything's perfect all the time. And just because it's not perfect doesn't mean that your element that you bring to it isn't just pure genius, like really inspired. So focus on what you did well, what you're proud of, and kind of expand that instead of thinking like, oh, most of this is just somebody just trimmed it. It's on the cutting room floor, right? So that's what I have for Pisces today, and that is all my signs. So I really hope that you were able to get some insight for today. And if you are interested in doing a personal reading with me, I have the link in the captions. Also, if you're interested in learning how to use tarot to develop your own intuition and manifest anything you desire, I have a totally free quick reference guide and tarot tutorial. That link is also in my caption. So please like this, please subscribe, please give me feedback. This is a pretty new venture, and I would love to, I'm just so honored that you would choose to spend any amount of time with me at all. So I really appreciate that, and I'm here to serve. So if I get your feedback, then I'm happy to adjust things and use my gifts in order to enhance your life as well. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.